As a child, I often saw my father coming home late after a long day at work, exhausted and complaining that the government was not doing enough to control the rising costs of goods. I used to wonder, if money is just printed paper, why doesn't the government print more of it? Why doesn't everyone earn the same amount? Why are some people able to afford everything while others struggle to meet even the most basic needs? As I grew older and gained more education, I realized that printing more money wouldn't solve these problems but would instead cause inflation. When more money circulates but the supply of goods remains the same, prices go up because demand exceeds supply. We live in a world with limited resources, and the rate at which alternative resources grow cannot keep up with the increasing demand caused by a growing population. As a result, the cost of these resources continues to rise, and in order to access them, we must contribute to the nation's economy. The more you contribute, the more you earn. The more you earn, the better lifestyle you can afford. In the past decade, the population of the United States has grown from 304 million to 329 million, with inflation reaching 16.63%. How does this affect us? We live in a materialistic society, where items such as cars, clothes, smartphones, and handbags serve as status symbols. Building one's status often involves spending money on these things. And with limited opportunities and resources, we are constantly racing against each other to acquire as much as we can. Many believe that living an expensive lifestyle will make them confident, respected, and happy. That's why parents give us the best education they can to help us compete in this race. After school, we work hard, often putting in extra hours to earn more money to support the lifestyle we desire. And the more money we have, the more our desires grow. We believe that we will achieve happiness once our desires are fulfilled, which leads us to work even harder, sacrificing our health and family time. This is one of the reasons why there are so many social problems: frequent divorces, alcohol addiction, absent fathers, and mental health struggles. Young people are often overworked and underpaid. So, the question is, does money really buy happiness? According to research from Princeton University, income is correlated with happiness, but only up to $75,000 per year. Beyond this threshold, happiness levels tend to plateau, and in some cases, may even decrease. This phenomenon is known as the adaptation effect. As wealth increases, expectations and desires rise too. We now know that money can bring happiness, but only once our basic needs are met. However, an important question remains: how should we allocate our money, which for many of us is a limited resource? A common assumption is that physical objects will bring lasting happiness because they last longer. But in reality, when we buy things like a new pair of shoes or a car, we often regret the purchase because we feel we may have made the wrong choice, spent too much, or that something better will be available soon. This feeling is known as buyer's remorse. The problem is that material objects are easily replaceable, and over time, they lose their value. While buying something new gives us an initial mood boost, this feeling quickly fades. A major source of dissatisfaction comes from our homes. Many people live in one place, but wish they lived somewhere else. We may live in the suburbs and long to live in the city, or live at the beach and wish we were in the countryside. If we were content with where we live and with the home we have, imagine how much money we could save for better experiences in life. One of the enemies of happiness is adaptation, says Dr. Thomas Gilovich, a psychology professor at Cornell University who has studied the link between money and happiness for over 2 decades. Gilovich and other researchers have found that experiences provide more lasting happiness than material possessions. Here's why. Experiences become part of our identity. We are not our possessions, but we are the sum of everything we've seen, done, and experienced. Buying an Apple Watch won't change who you are, but hiking the Appalachian Trail will. Experiences are less prone to comparison. People tend not to compare their experiences the way they compare their possessions. In a Harvard study, when people were asked whether they'd prefer a higher salary than their peers or a lower one, many weren't sure. But when asked the same question about the length of a vacation, most chose a longer vacation, even if it was shorter than that of others. Anticipation matters. Gilovich found that anticipating an experience causes excitement and enjoyment, while waiting to buy a possession creates impatience. Experiences bring joy from the planning stages through to the memories we cherish forever. Experiences open up new perspectives. Unlike material things, experiences introduce us to new viewpoints, life lessons, and the importance of gratitude. Traveling from a busy city like New York to a quiet place in West Virginia can help us appreciate the value of peace and nature. Experiences contribute to social relationships. We consume experiences directly with other people, says Gilovich. The memories of these experiences create lasting bonds and become part of the stories we share with others. Experiences are more memorable. Ultimately, happiness comes from good memories, and no material possession can provide the lasting memories that experiences do. So, instead of investing in material possessions, we should invest in experiences that will bring us true happiness, health, and love. These are the things that will allow us to celebrate life with friends and family in our favorite places.